Solve this problem and I'll give you $190 million. That was the shocking statement that made the entire cafe fall silent. Imagine you're just pouring coffee on a normal Tuesday morning, and suddenly, a billionaire, dressed in an immaculate suit, surrounded by bodyguards, leans across the counter, smirks, and throws a challenge at you. That's exactly what happened to Amina, a young waitress who never expected her life to change in such a dramatic way. Before I take you deep into her story, make sure you like this video, share it with someone who needs motivation, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more powerful stories like this one. Because trust me, you'll want to stay until the end. Amina wasn't born with wealth, nor did she have opportunities laid out for her. She grew up in a small apartment with her mother and younger brother, often struggling to pay rent and skipping her own meals so her brother could eat. Life hadn't been fair, but she had a heart full of determination. Working double shifts at a bustling cafe, she kept her dreams quiet, tucked inside her chest like a fragile flame she refused to let go out. Customers came and went, some kind, some rude, but she kept smiling, even when exhaustion blurred her vision. On that particular morning, a man walked in whose presence alone shifted the atmosphere. Tall, commanding, dripping with confidence and wealth, this was Sheikh Khalid, one of the most famous billionaires in the region. The staff whispered nervously, unsure how to handle him. But Amina, steady as ever, walked up and asked politely, "What would you like today, sir?" He didn't answer her question. Instead, with a playful but arrogant smile, he scribbled something on a napkin and slid it across the table. "Solve this problem," he said, "and I'll give you $190 million. The problem was a complex riddle, a puzzle blending logic and mathematics. The room erupted in murmurs. Customers pulled out their phones, some laughed, others shook their heads, thinking it was a joke. Amina glanced at the napkin, her hands trembling. She had never seen so many zeros written down as a reward. For a moment, she thought about giving up, about walking away. But then, a quiet voice inside reminded her of the nights she'd spent studying, the books she'd borrowed from libraries, the hours she'd taught herself problem-solving just to feel sharper than the life she'd been handed. She took a deep breath and sat down. The cafe turned into an arena, every eye locked on her. Sheikh Khalid leaned back with his coffee, clearly entertained. Amina worked line by line, scratching numbers onto a spare order pad, her brows furrowed in determination. Time stretched endlessly. Her co-workers whispered encouragement, and even strangers in the cafe began cheering softly for her. It wasn't just about money anymore. It was about dignity, proving that someone who came from nothing could still shine when given a chance. Minutes turned into nearly an hour. At one point, her brother's face flashed in her mind, the little boy who looked up to her as both sister and parent. She couldn't let him down. She recalculated, wiped her tears with the back of her hand, and then, with her voice shaking but steady enough, she placed the final answer in front of him. The billionaire narrowed his eyes, studying it. The silence in the cafe was suffocating. Then, slowly, Sheikh Khalid's lips curved into a rare, genuine smile. "You're right," he said, his voice echoing in the stillness. The entire cafe erupted into applause, people cheering, clapping, some even crying as if they had witnessed history. For Amina, the moment was surreal. He stood up, shook her hand, and in front of everyone, promised to transfer the money into her account. But then he added something that would change her destiny even more than the money. "What impressed me most wasn't your answer, it was your courage to try when everyone else stayed silent." True to his word, the money came. Overnight, Amina's life transformed. She cleared her family's debts, bought her mother a home, and ensured her brother got the best education possible. But what she chose to do next shocked everyone. She started a foundation for underprivileged children, offering free education, food, and shelter. She knew what it felt like to be overlooked, and she wanted to make sure no child with potential ever felt invisible again. Her story went viral across the world. News outlets called it the riddle that changed a life. But for Amina, it wasn't about the riddle or even the money. It was about resilience, about never underestimating yourself no matter how small the world tries to make you feel. She taught millions that courage in the face of challenge can unlock doors you never imagined existed. So, what's the message here? Life will throw you unexpected tests, sometimes cruel, sometimes disguised as opportunities. Most people walk away, afraid to fail. But those who stay, those who dare to try, even when the odds are stacked against them, those are the ones who change their destiny. If Amina's story touched your heart, don't forget to hit the like button right now. Share this video with a friend who needs a spark of hope, and make sure to subscribe for more inspiring stories that remind us all of one simple truth: you may not control the challenge life gives you, but you can always control the courage you bring to it. And maybe, just maybe, the next life-changing opportunity is waiting for you to say, "I'll try."